Now those are the close-ups of the same lakes, crystal clear blue water lake. You don't even have to filter it. I'm just going to. So what we did earlier is we built on highland. We separated the kitchen bath waste from the sewage, allowed it to a leach pit, and we dug wells on top of the hill. We took water from on top of the hill. If you go to a village today, even a villager has more sense than our town planner. ठाकुर का कुआं सबसे ऊंचा होगा, गांव टीले पे बना होगा. Are they stupid? Why does the Thakur's well always have to be on top? Why is the Thakur on top of the tila? They don't build on flat land. The Shudras, this thing was not taken from the pond, but it was taken from a well next to the pond. That's what we are illustrating here. So just put it off. Put off the light also. Put off the fan, not the light, the fan. Yeah. ठंड इससे मर रहे हैं, लाइट से नहीं मर रहे, ठंड उससे होती है, पंखे से होती है. So you allowed the kitchen bath waste to come into a moat. It got sunned, it fed the basin, and the basin recharged the well, and you picked up the water through the Persian wheel. And you picked up the water through the Persian wheel, and you got water which is mineralized through the earth. It was a constant system of water flow. That's how you had it. When you take Mississippi, etc., you take anything. अंग्रेज हमें गलत सिखा गए. Now we treat every road as a highway. You know, we take a road with a Campbell, I guess, we put a drain there, and then a footpath. The ground level is here, so the footpath is here. So we got to have 1.5 feet above the center line of the road. So we build the plinth that way. But if you see the Roman roads and the British roads and the German roads, you'll find that the roads have the drain in the center. So you have lesser plinth to build and lesser chances of flooding. You give that camber because you think that everything is a highway, but the city road is not a highway. So you don't have to give that camber. You give that camber only for the of 1 in 20 to be able to take the water into the drain. What was the point I'm going to make? I'm sorry, I lost track somewhere. Let me have a sip of water, I'll get my memory back. Yeah. I don't know how many of you seen that movie of Aishwarya Rai dancing in Rome. You know, Aishwarya Rai is very pretty. बहुत कमाल का नाचती है. But look at the road she is dancing on. You see that? The drain is in the center. So next time you go see that movie where Aishwarya Rai is dancing, don't look at Aishwarya Rai. सड़क देख लो भैया. Movie में there's more than Aishwarya Rai to see there. And they always did this. We build roads as the straight path. A road is not the primary consideration. What you do is build the drains. You build around the drainage system and the disposal of waste. One question I ask the planners very often is, you know that a road requires a minimum slope. Do we agree? Anybody disagree that a road requires a minimum slope? Anybody disagree with that? No. You know a drain requires the maximum slope. Do you disagree with that? No. Why do you put the drain on the side of the road? Can it work? But that's precisely what we do. Then we say flood aa gaya, ye ho gaya, wo ho gaya. A road is subservient to the drainage system. The drainage system feeds the groundwater recharge. And you don't take the water, which I'll prove to you right at the end, that you don't take stormwater drains and feed it in the Yamuna and feed it in the Bay of Bengal and then cause silting and then talk about global warming, what Pachauri and Al Gore are talking about, making an ass of everybody in the world. That I'll come to right at the end in my conclusion, if there is time for the conclusion. So you take away the sewage. If you know, when you see a doggy does his poo, and with his back legs, he throws mud on it. What does he do? He dries his poo as fast as possible. So is there a lesson to be learned from the doggy? So what you do is, if you take away the excess water from the sewage treatment plant, by separating the kitchen and bath waste from the sewage, in your system you have the kitchen bath waste and the sewage pipe. Two separate pipes come out, and you put them in the same damn manhole. Why do you put them in the same manhole if you brought down two pipes? Because you have to create self-cleansing velocity. You have to create self-cleansing velocity because you got to take the sewage to the sewage treatment plant. which is also at zero level, so you are adding more water. You go to the sewage treatment plant wala and say, give me more biogas, he says, give me less water. But you give him more water because you have to create the self-cleansing velocity. But building on the highland, then you would have had this little self-cleansing velocity. You could have separated the kitchen bath waste from the sewage. The sewage has very little. You have 100 grams. If you are very strong, you might poo out 150 grams of poo. जितनी सेहत वाला हो 150 ग्राम से ज़्यादा poo नहीं कर सकता है. Dry. And you put 20 liters of water to go with it. For 150 grams of poo, 20 liters of water. How did that happen? I'll come to that part. Now I'll give you another contradiction. Take our famous town planners. All colonies are developed with a proportion of 1:2.5. Right? Most economical. Again, you've taken your decision around the length of a sewage pipe. Development cost is lower. The sewage pipe is dictating how you and I are going to live. Am I willing to believe that we have never thought beyond that? We take, and then also when you do a rectangular plot, you've added so much pipe back. If I have a square plot, I've only got so much pipe. So I made an ass of somebody else. I solved no problem. That is why the Vastu, etc. says that you must have a square plot. They said if you have a rectangular plot, you will suffer from acid in the stomach. You will get ulcers in the stomach. And Vastu is not a magical thing. It's a system of bylaws which are far superior. But it is not a magical thing. So, let me give you an example. Why will I get acid? Now I will prove it to you mathematically. I can take a room which is 400 square feet, which is 5 feet by 80 feet. That's 400 square feet. I can take it 20 feet by 20 feet, which is also 400 square feet. Calculate the perimeter. 80, 160 plus 10, 170. Multiply by 10, 1,700 square feet of masonry. 20, 40, 60, 80, 800 square feet of masonry. Now it makes sense. You got more heat intake. You've taken more resource. And then we talk about sustainable development, green buildings. The system of 1:2.5 is a British bylaw. They had to have more heat intake. And you know, the British bylaw today even says that all roofs in Kenya will be designed to take 6 feet of snow. For God's sake, it doesn't snow in Kenya. But the bylaw still remains. Takes you back to Uncle Macaulay, slide number 3 that I showed you. We are not willing to think anymore. So we took this further. I'll show you some projects we've done on this basis. So I said, okay, very good, you know, I mean, we'll build square plots. People say it'll give you less density. I'll prove to you it'll give you the same density. In fact, more. So we said, instead of doing the conventional setback, front setback, you know, you do front setback, back setback, side setback. Yahan patli si gali hai, you know, and this guy is looking into this guy's window. This guy's son is eyeing this guy's daughter. रात को माँ repeat हो जाती है कि तेरा लड़का wink कर रहा था मेरी daughter को. Why are you looking into the guy's house? उसकी बीवी ने फ्रिज दिया तो मेरी बीवी कहेगी नहीं तो बीवी वो फ्रिज चाहिए. Don't look into each other's houses. So you plan it diagonally for the same 50% area. You're looking out. Now, if I plan like this, and I leave gaps in between, which we've done in a project which I'm going to show you, you get venture reaction. You've been to, how many people have been to Jaipur? Have you been to Jaipur? Have you seen Raja Man Singh Chudidar pajama there? One leg is here, the other leg is 42 feet away. 84 feet of silk that man wore around his stomach. I defy you ladies to wear 84 feet of silk around your stomach. You can't. But he built the Hawa Mahal, which had narrow openings outside, wider openings on the inside. He air conditioned his lawn. So by placement of this, I can show you a project you can go and visit in Delhi, and it'll be still outside, and you stand inside and you'll get a cross breeze. So you create venture reaction. That's what it's all about. Once I do that and I leave little gaps in between here, I separate the kitchen bath waste, allow that to, I cut down my road lengths, I allow that to percolate here, and I take the sewage here, which are twin leach pits. Twin leach pits lined with limestone and coconut shell charcoal, which I'll show you filters. I'm drinking water through that system, which is being given the Grand Kyoto Prize, which I'll show you a filter working exactly on the principles of what I'm showing you in a sewage. And I will show you the same results with the circulation. Now, let's see the advantage of diagonal planning. I've taken the same plan. If you look very carefully, it's exactly the same plan here. Can you give me a piece of paper that I can put under the mouse, so at least it doesn't irritate me. Yeah, little piece of paper. It requires a matte finish under it, then the mouse can run on it. कहाँ गया यार? I've got exactly. See, this is also at a very awkward place. You know, this dais was in front, then I could use the pointer. I can't even use the pointer from this angle. Exactly the same density. This is a project we've done in Jamaica, over 1,200 acres. This is the only project in the world that got an environmental sanction, 1,200 acres. I defy anybody to show me a project over there. They have the Minister of Land and Environment is also the Prime Minister of Jamaica. So when I did this, they said, call this joker down here. So I went there and made a 5-hour presentation, only on one project. I'm going to take 1.5 hours on the entire lot, but that took 5 hours over there. And the same day, my client got a sanction. But we did it on this basis, you know, this is the kind of land where we did the road, the water supply, the drainage, the water supply systems, and we got a plan like that. And it was given a sanction in 1 day. 1200 acres. But it's not difficult, because I've done it in Delhi also, 61 acres from the municipal corporation, rejected at 9:15 in the morning and re-sanctioned at 2:05 in the afternoon. Now, this system is not only applicable to the high-income group. This project exists in Delhi, ordered by the Supreme Court of India. The engineers are out to abort it, right? But these are the slums we do. And they're 60% of them, the conventional cost of the Public Works Department. Ordered by the Supreme Court, they made an ass of the Supreme Court. I told Justice Sabharwal on the 7th of December 2005, we had a major argument on this. And the Supreme Court heard only one case in the whole day, except a 10-minute miscellaneous matter. I had to fight that hard for it. But now it will come through again. But the system over here, the system whether I do it with the high-income group or the low-income group is exactly the same. But they say slum people encroach. They don't encroach. You don't know how to plan. So what we did? They said we encroach. I said, okay, give them a ventilation, entry from there, ventilation from this side. This guy, entry from here, ventilation from that side. वो encroach करेगा तो वो मारेगा उसको. So you don't need the commissioner coming down for demolitions. People can govern themselves. There is a very effective saying which says every action is best performed at the lowest level that it can be best performed. Let people look after themselves. You don't need the government babu there. And you get these huge courtyards. The JNURM today at 400 dwelling units per hectare is a consequence of this. They couldn't reach 200 dwelling units per hectare. By this planning system, we give them such handsome courtyard that with the slum commissioner, Sahib Singh Verma came down. He said, how can you give the slum dwellers a big courtyard? Sir, you are right. We will increase the density to 400. Or density 400. For a density of 200 dwelling units per hectare, you only require 7,000 acres of land in Delhi. And I pointed out that there's 701 square kilometers available. Over density बढ़ा दी. So you are JNURM now because some babu somewhere is not thinking. Those are also human beings. These people can build another floor, but if you look, the other floor, you know, his entry is from here, the floor goes up from here, his staircase goes up from here. So when he wants to build the third floor, he can't because he's got to take support from this courtyard, but his entry is from this courtyard, he can't build the third floor. So my density won't increase. This is a project done. 5 projects I've done in Delhi. For the past 21 years, I have still not been paid. But it can be done. It's a matter of defiance. As I said, I was born in a steel factory. So this has got, you know, you name the award, this project has got it. These buildings are 21 years old, what I'm showing you. I went down there after 21 years. This is now being given to a school. This was designed for a density of 625 dwelling units per hectare, which at that point in time was higher than Dharvi, which was about 520, 510, 520. They said that we can prove this system for 625 dwelling units, and this exists in Delhi. Now an institution called Katha is running there. But they are running a school. The school, you know, you can change the psychology of a child, the color, the texture, these are all important things. Thank you for yawning, man in the pink shirt. I will cut it short if you're so bored already. I think it's time you had a drink.